In the unlikely event, second promise, a winnie artist of the year now. That means as a more percent or more TGMA 4% or more pattern because you lose last year in Tiase main.
You don't know these streets like we do.
It's an yane Tilia Nipaa bedin komo or Kim Promise PR ahead of the TGMA. Now him say AOTY debate and also basso. Koso den on the 17th conversation whether Kim Promise is going to win the artist of the year, whether Stonebwoy is going to win the artist of the year, whether Kim Paludo is going to win the artist of the year. Just a debate kesiye pa never be koso whether Kweku Smoke is going to win it, whether Joe Metal, Black Sheriff or Team Eternity any a winning. Just a convo no ebe koso live. The premises of Street is Watching. Ewo Hachu Mabe. Inti yebe entry will be say wait me up around that bra, but we are also going to stream it live. And when to me Mahasin also you also get the opportunity to watch it in the comfort of your own home. We'll be streaming live across all our social media platforms. We'll be doing Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube as well. Tilly Ebekasa ene Ama Kim Promise was so ready. She's on standby waiting for us to hit her up Nafi or the name Egum. But may touch on AEC being nominated for a year record of the year, best male vocalist of the year, and songwriter of the year. AEC is I think this is his first time being in the scheme. Correct me. No, this is his second time because of the grind on the DJ Vision grind. No, I think he came into it and didn't know new artist of the year. Next time coming the new artist name. But he feels say a easy man who will be winning. But he's going against tough competition from Kofi Kinata or Chame Kwame Olive the Boy and Team Eternity. Offensive stiff competition and your competition ketwa. And your competition ketwa kra. For songwriter of the year. Kofi Kinata wum. And a category no say Edru Baby as a Kofi Kinata as a songwriter of the year no as an idia. Me boa munka James mboa. Na ya go say chairman wato atua ka visa. I have a strong feeling. If I'm going to do elimination by rough tactics, may you leave the boy at Tunchen. He's my boy, do you Katachioko Pokuai. But may you not Tunchen for songwriter of the year. May you not Tunchen for now. It's going to be a tough competition between Kofi Kinata, Chame Kwame, and AEC. To a larger extent, wait to me the Team Eternity account. Meet me the account. Meet me the Team Eternity account because I'm definitely no lyrics na no wedding. Utia a very motivational ba. But I see say a one touch victory. We victory and yes we Kofi awa a pa no afa pa. Me you know what? Not say no. Don't get me wrong. No, Mr. Mo. Asaka, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Miji, no. The but a tough, especially songwriter of the year. Record of the year, there's a high probability. Songwriter of the year, enye shaky, but emune edin. Yaka se situation is shaky and that means oh menye sure so bet me win no emu na edin keke emu na edin but enye shaky me so mo fan to answer na menya problem. Let me see if I can get Tilly on the line. Tilly Tales.
Yeah.
Oh, babe of babe. Bibi adedi.
Nyame adom na we.
You jina musa bele aba na still dig it up in a more professional digital way. So
Congratulations
on your portfolio. Hey, Debbie. Mami sisa word no. Congratulations on your appointment.
Thank you.
Because we could use your portfolio. That's the only portfolios I will raise in the meeting. It's not good for me to use that word.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. Congratulations, Obapa. It's high time coming. I saw a tweet from TGMA saying it's a power move involving Tilly as the PR for this year. They believe that you are going to bring it home. People are saying that this year's TGMA Artist of the Year hinge on PR because everybody in the category is deserving. Do you side with that notion? And I say, who say be in the clear?
It hinges on PR and the work that the artist did the year under review. Until Obetimia ye PR na akasasa, but say back to the merit of the work, and I say, a jumano etochima, Obekasasa, what you say? The way it is now, we are looking at a certain year under review, and a year so end which is 2024. It's and fena obibeka. We are looking at the year. The year has ended. What I say? So it started from 1st January and ended on the 31st of December. And it's a year, I concluded. It's who the best PR, no or kasa, no yeah emotional, no yeah allegations. Now you're not saying a tumano, not a tumani more ha. What you say? So the PR is part, but the job that the artist did in 2024 is a significant part of the conversation.
Mami Musa a question because it's one of the areas I'm for AUSU Ede Ewo Team Kim Promise Enfin. And I've seen that come a lot from a German portfolio, the MC. Most of the time he's trying to say that Kim Promise or you're active in the first quarter of the year. So if we are to look at the artists of the first quarter of the year, they'll be rooting for Kim Promise. But in entirety, when say Kim Promise lost a lot of steam during the latter part of the year. Pacho, how would you address this?
Okay, Pacho sa omre.
Me omre bebre pa, mini baby
It's me Pacho. Yanko through order the year 2024 it was 12 months. It started from January now to see December. I want to take you and your listeners through Bibimu. Send your bear say I am part say on your active and I say on your active siswa and now your active siswa. You be who Nipaa say be washed die say or person will tune futuro a go amount for in this conversation. Let's start from the month of January. It's a doors pan, but I'm going to highlight the important ones.
Feel free.
So in the month of January, by the way, before that the year 2024, not Kim Promise. Terminator was still banging. And no crack or performance in June for TGMA. Terminator more kind of performance
Yeah.
But Upeja Terminator bar, they have a clear case by saying I know they are out of the calendar year. And I want us to enter the calendar year, which is 2024. Now let's start with January 2024. Freetown, Sierra Leone, Triple Fest. Kim Promise in Brekum. The same portfolio now can I say matches or case Kim Promise there the artist of the year the performance the audience appeal Accra Penny International Pacho Brekum Accra problem na Brekum
debut Accra you need Brekum ha.
Okay, I say enya Accra ha.
Brekum wo bono any hafumante mu na Brekum.
And also enya international but outside of Accra.
Pacho.
Okay. Over the month of February, Rotary Club, we had Okoho, and a London, Mobile Awards, Gambia, Kim Promise live in Gambia, he was there. Yembra the month of March, All African Games 2024, someone who saw performing. He was in Paris for his video shoot. Kenya, Raha Fest. He performed headliner. Yembra April, Dank Fest, Ghana Haya, Salah Fest, and then Kim Promise was in Singapore on the 26th of April. Namintua Menimenko, Bali, Indonesia, Kim Promise was there. Na ye TS May mu. But also we check it the month na me in order.
O no bosumi bia.
Yes, because me person me establish a point to be in that season we no yeah mpini mo bi anfa a futuro emotions any speculations and cast them bi anfa ne ho endi.
Okay.
What you say?
Fire.
The group May Jakarta can promise life. And I back Canada, Toronto. And now wait, almost say Ottawa was saying it was Canada. Wow.
Yeah.
Vancouver. And now on the 18th, on the 25th, about a brig girls. Me patrol a brig girls now. I was cry. And that's I know international.
That be on cry or Ghana ha.
Okay, and I was also called Akosombo International School.
And also Ghana ha yeah.
Great. And I can promise Penthole week. And Sky Bar Hennessy Ambassador launch unveiling.
And also Ghana ha.
Yes, Accra launch party. Now June. We patrol will follow the order month no order no.
January, February, March, April, May, June.
Yes. June. TGMA. The performance conversation TGMA. There was no way you can say the promise was not active in the TGMA conversation. And now also Hennessy Ambassador performance event. And June now album launch. And or dropping album. And I say or call Nigeria Lagos. And Ghana. And or call Paris Fashion Week. Rotterdam. London, UK. It is a portfolio. Eddie trying to send the artists not or London back and forth. So maybe let's know what's here.
Never try.
Wako London will be, but wasako Singapore, asako Jakarta, ko Bali. So what I say, but won't be some question. It's my main the arrangement of ne activeness the year under review now.
Okay, that means
now about July.
July.
July, of course, South Africa even Chaka celebration.
Yeah.
And Nungwa can promise free concerts. Remember August. Or New York, that's US. And or Los Angeles. And or Washington DC. And or Detroit. And the CNN interview for the True to Self project never out. And or Belgium. And or Sweden. And or Italy. Yembra September. Or Madrid. And or Extravaganza. And or Bahrain. Bahrain no cry. I think I discover crap say a Middle East a nation be.
Yeah.
Yanko yanim. And or Dubai. And or Tokyo. Yembra October.
Yanko.
Australia no first of all about Gold Coast and about Sydney and about Perth and I feel some ball Malaysia. And also ball Australia, Melbourne. And then there was the Europe tour in November. And was Sweden womu, Austria womu, Hamburg womu, France womu. And I am December, Denmark, Amsterdam, Germany, Munich, Germany, Essen, Belgium, London, Ohio, and also Ashanti region. But Ashanti region, Wakra, and I said,
Debbie.
Okay.
Debbie.
Oh, yeah, and a pizza man end of year party, no GMA. And Accra, or Bobotwa to Aswa, Dirty Rave, Accra, Afro Future, Promised Land. So you know the Promised Land tour, a chart tour, because when you say category definition now, award ne man, we munina come. And or some ball, Kaswa, one I must say Kaswa and Kakra, but for the sake of conversation, we have Kakra.
Yeah, fun count.
Yeah, fun and count. And see, Slim Patos, a wood semia.
Meet
Month Bay, and Anna Ajira, a woman, and I month Ben Mambo, not can promise any active. And to say, Obitina baby, no, Casa Kim promise was only active in the first quarter or the second quarter of the year. Who say, one shut down put on the boss out for the other person's performance sheets and compare with Lydia. And that's all. Or person was shut down two in foot to go amount for any. And I mean, one thing say, industry, one thing amount for person which now so they can say, oh, be active. The loudness of the person and that's a negativity about artists no na ye kana asem na ye twi na bo so. Fortunately for me artist no on yes me hu sa nyoma no na bi ni ho. What you say enti o make sure say edwuma no be kasa man because at the end of the day Upisa me catch you say it comes back to the work.
Yeah.
You can be in the news the whole year, but when we come back to the work and the work is lacking, you're falling short. Now, what question?
Member said, "Come a quick question back. Who man son or to because allegations, you know, Edorson who say, Ubia the idea to 12. Another one, na amanfo bebre so online yeah person mu use edit here the camp of Kim Promise person chim say yeah when it comes to appeal on shed any appeal locally now appeal more to the foreign market than yeah Ghana for ankasa and the award being Ghana Music Awards no omu say there be Kim Promise and come patcho person reacted to no ana.
Okay, first of all, I think say as somebody I'm a follow industry, you know, I follow awards now for a while. It's on to me say me educate I'm a for in as much as me PR, me say a media person and ye jumano education ka. Now, anybody that wants to spin TGMA come away to make it look like the international feat of the artist and kamono. No, sorry. That is the actual truth of the matter. And this one, I'm even leaving you, DJ Slim, to interject if me try.
Cool.
Because as far as I know, so Omoka numbers are for TGMA. They don't take Ghana numbers for Anameboa.
Okay, Omfa numbers bia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which means that they know that the international listening of the artists and all of that adds to the weight of the artists. Now, even some person with fan numbers but even the audience appeal of the artists in Ghana. But some less now what say all African games, but all of African games is see outside Ghana now.
Debbie.
But say ujinimu. Akravaganza me pacho is see outside Ghana na.
Debbie.
Ana Accra na. But no ujinimu.
Patron.
TGMA pacho efani ekwaye wo.
Yeah, in Ghana here.
Ghana ha hifa potini ye wanya Accra.
Patron.
Pacho no ujinimu ana no ujinimu.
No ujinimu pa perform me.
Pacho Afro Future. Na ewo Ghana Krobenso.
Afro Future mo ye no ha ya, mo ye no nkran ya.
Pacho no ojinimu.
Represent.
Accra. Omuka Dank Fest, Okahon Sala Fest, Ghana Report, Hennessy, ni nyina ngwa homowo no ojinimu Accra. Na womomuka se oni audience appeal outside Accra na mekano brekum wejinemu Ebri Girls Ashanti region wabaho akosobu wejina enti upesa woka na uhaha weni kase ono ne numbers ne international pa na mekano once again asa washeda ateki stand bi pesa wutu efuturo bo amanfo ani anda se obi afom na upesa wo be continue wo hye wo we fom na wo kasa de wo pe what you say Pacho, another thing you have made clear answer and the other things this one.
Me person allegations no oh you dear me because my throat training in anti me person one by one oh clear free home me.
Okay.
Do you also want to respond to ne numbers yen with DSPs so the various DSPs so because you know there was a conversation about music consumption in Ghana and most of the people were saying say apps like audio mark the boom play and highly patronized in our part of the world. And if you don't have significant numbers there, you don't qualify to even be in the Artist of the Year conversation. If you are blessed enough to even be nominated, just keep quiet and be in there. Now, Kim Promise, so we're trying to push Kim Promise to the back of the conversation. Say the numbers a war boom play near audio mark. In fact, omun person be jiatum ye. Omun person be jiatum. Pacho bibi ka.
Okay, me bibi ka, but me pese me kasa we no. Ya kasa we are send screenshots of asema me kano because na me kano this season no ya mo bi anfa allegations and speculations are omuni evidence no enfa be ka asem bia enyo omu endi through those are what you say.
Yenko.
It may no me forward this screenshot. It may kano na with the toso k na obi a wo hwe bia.
No problem. You be head money nyina ha.
Okay, so yes, starting with the conversation of numbers. Medical say obi a on follow TGMA no beka say numbers in count. Let me do something. Okay, say Kempaluta team etro ekoma TGMA ebisa for Makoma for place no. TGMA responded. I want to quote something in that thing or more responding, you know.
Okay.
And I'm sure so will write up no because you discuss already super.
Yes, no.
I'm reading a certain paragraph in there. Letter now with the mark Kempaluta team. I must say, based on our research, including streaming numbers and airplay from 175 stations, ASEDA was adjudged more popular choice. I want to place emphasis on including streaming numbers now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so now obit now no okase streaming numbers now it's not part of who say Nipaa no or no okra different category definitions or the year to my enye there I was scheme na no. And that one me I cannot argue with obi ni scheme or no ye won trim. I cannot argue with that. So let's take to TGMA for hours no more you know or more metrics or more any and the other. Now question I will be saying, also almost say can promise numbers no or share any numbers. Listen, my man started from Spotify, and all the time when I start with Spotify because unless artists no only my dear but when they get numbers on Spotify and Apple Music, posting numbers now or Mama started, and this time me can't even the entirety of artists in stream. You focus on project 2024 and so because I know that the year under review, right? 2024 can promise a drop it through to self album. Of Spotify, the streams on the album is 100 million streams.
100 million streams.
Yes, as I said, messenger was screenshots. Now they are to so wide.
Okay.
The same Spotify so Give Time Some Time album by Kempaluta. Me patro drop in a year, babe.
Or drop in a year December 27th, 2024.
Me patro the album has amassed and the album has the hit singles which is the Makoma and the Co, right? It has 8.79 million.
Okay.
Stoneboy up and running album or Dropino in 2024.
Yes.
It has 6.7 million. Now, because of main person the Beba team, me sanso breaking or more hit now, I qualify into our scheme this season. No, me breaking it down. Person me share numbers no. Now, offer can promise Paris. It has 14.8 million on Spotify. Now, about favorite story that features Sarkodie and Olive the Boy, it has 6.2 million on Spotify. And a Continental that features Charlie Poppy, it has 4.1 million. Now, me person me sisi Kempaluta Antino. Osha scheme na nino mo fire pay ASEDA. ASEDA oko Spotify it was 4 million streams. But as I said, main person me sisi Intino, me the other hits ne be count se be ya and yes am achi obi na me bo na chi woto. Makoma has 3 million on Spotify. For the Poppin Apeke, it was 1 million. It was Spotify. Yeah, Fambra, Stoneboy so. Oko Stoneboy, JJJ was nominated in the scheme. It has 1.3 million. Ekelebe was nominated in the scheme. It has 2.3 million. Psalm 23 had nominations. It has 518,219 streams. Intino. What is Tonwa? And you're my fair. And they can promise. But as you said, I'm out for say, oh, Spotify in there, and you're gonna phone a UC. But my main before I may do a moment on with my main call Apple Music. Why?
Yanko Apple Music and some count.
Because Apple Music no Ocheke a Stoneboy, Ocheke Kempaluta, Nishita, Apple Music or whole teachers or what they call more numbers.
Yes.
Now Apple Music no, the way it is no, unlike Spotify now, making you set you be there in their back end, no who way there. Spotify no. Apple for artists no need to searching it there with numbers. It's my mouth can promise there, but as time goes on, some of them will have to a better movie. Favorite story by Can Promise on Apple Music has 3.9 million. Continental has 3.1 million. Paris has 3.1 million. Keep it sexy. I know Kanye Bucano has 733,804. Now, let's come to audio mark in common. First of all, whenever I'm talking about audio mark, I'm a bit passionate because I keep saying, artists are all share hit or none or any project to audio mark, any boom player on Tisika or any free. Because on here hate they can't be what you're saying. But they are artists on that same audio marker who's a padlock edda or mudian because distributors someone say it's not the hit sika kaho enti omuma obi en share to mu baby en bedan en twi en boni free ubetia but a hompo no na agro no end that form. Anybody that says Kimpaluta has more your friend is saying audio mark presence, they are right, but you see margins can promise at the man was number Spotify your friend is saying Apple no that wasn't the same margin or the man can promise now say or only numbers or audio mark one man is our margins no because 100 million now 8 million margin so
that's trying
remember numbers of audio mark for my man started with Kimpaluta because I know your highest. Kimpaluta, true to self, Kimpaluta, give time some time, has 57.7 million. And it's messing no screenshot on the at all because we know, as I said, this season, we are holding light to the truth. We are sure truth, what you are saying. And then Stonebwoy, up and running album on the same audio mark now, has 14.4 million. Can promise now almost or no only audio mark presence no crano. Or no, so you have to pay before you can stream the numbers no. Has the truth itself 43.1 million premium listeners in Patrol. So with me, only the difference between premium and free. So only difference.
Patrol minimum difference no.
The Patrol where your artists are only Ghana listeners and now let's move to YouTube because I am focus on YouTube film, but me who say YouTube say a common ground for Ghana artists now.
Yes.
Me the YouTube account I can't sing them. And also me call just for the fun of it. Me the Kimpaluta hits now when you the yanda review account. So because me you makuma ne person ya me yi as that person ya scheme ni ya e boss I too light what you saying. As what you be na usisi no me say e fair. Na obia so hu de ekọ
yen level playing field no
okay
yen level playing field no obia ntimi mbobo ni bi
yes eba sa what you be akra na wo bonu wofu it's not nice and yet because why you tuma no be person the emotions from one sometimes you just have to put the light to it no be who say that be enya kasa e ya agro e kasa agro ne from na bi ani now YouTube Paris by Can Promise 6.3 million streams. Favorite Story by Can Promise 4.8 million. Continental 1.1 million. Kimpaluta Asida 4.1 million. Makuma 3.2 million. Apeki, which is for the popping, 2.8 million. Stonebwoy Ekelebe 2.3 million. Dejreje 3.4 million. Tickle and Wine 862,070. It's artist way so muka se only audience and I just say what who say e boa paye no bi esinebo say wo pese wo ka what you say now meaning so bit so because oh these are just the online numbers but hit ne wo form okay quote me quote from TGMA response someone market Paluta no
pajo me tie
based on our research including streaming numbers partner my establishing
yes
and airplay from 175 stations. And almost our data net here. And what TJ before open bit me really jam
yes.
But let's ascertain the hit of Paris Continental on the ground. Me patrol how many times that Wako radio so abo apeke abo makuma abo asida esanso abo Continental abo Paris. Me patrol so we get to aso.
Patrol.
So wo na proma me patrol Senya wote asida na omuka se on the ground because so wote Paris.
Patriote.
Wote. It's wote kaya matter for my head and nobody understand.
Na shaku.
What's also to continental, we go top, at was I would say.
Battery etinina.
One say I'm patoka because I don't know person will be some night ding. One say I can't mean who say, yeah, touch my baby. Same way, what say so it's all quantaya pine. And I don't use my head no more. I just use my hand and I was left patosa what say.
Patron.
It is a walk catch them say, well, artists no hit no a word we see media no because our form not many artists so the our form that's a online stream which is part of the category definition for what our scheme you use as a hit. Now we try one part of what you pay me Now Patrick is our next question.
May I address it? One of the biggest issues
and by the way, Patrick, my can be for the numbers. Me who say a month for be brief, some can say, oh, numbers no a bloated, numbers no a fake. Any artist and any PR in this season, our because the numbers no a fake. They mean so once the numbers made it to my fact can promise be a plan to work. Me do money now more artists there to her. It is all person will catch them say can promise they a fake. And I just say you are trying to let me know so also artists they need a fake. Because screenshots no and you fabricated and they be my mouth there to her. And I'm sure Stoneboy so ne performance sheets me who say or say the chat number 1 on Apple Music number way patch or number way on Shazam number. What do they use? Don't they use the numbers on there to ascertain said number way number 1 on me fan say boom play number way now and yes numbers on streaming platforms no more there.
Numbers on streaming platforms they determine
so
position.
So what can say numbers no bloated na me pull numbers amount but what the chat aka what the one let's just say you are shooting your own artists in the foot. You are trying to let the Ghanaians know so artists no sabe numbers na ye ka so moto ampa me boa
I'm for some say numbers also lie this time around. It is any ebasa dia na ye disqualify obi ade me boa
and no na se say we also disqualified scheme na wo kasa ma no because scheme no per the quote of the senate can pollute and including streaming numbers.
Yeah,
it is a mismatch of police streaming numbers. Now we can say wo artists name me artist numbers if you can say streaming na which na so edit debate no as a scheme no so omo numbers na flawed me boa
sana pesoche.
Patron, is our next question. I am queen.
The biggest amount for to ewo Kim Promise a giant kesi a omo afa na omo de one in ha na omo two noms ha de one in ha say susuampa in the unlikely event second Promise e wini artist of the year na that means as omo person omo TGMA 4% omo pattern because you lose last year nti ase mensu jeka crash wenum na sa no person omo kire enti e be kwa akoye se ehumo bro bi kwanso nti e na Kim Promise to me winning. Do you want to address that?
Yes, I think I should address that.
Listen,
once common as I said, no, say in favor, who can seem be just to when your emotional side, because on the numbers no. ABT. It's person who can send me to elicit a certain reaction. Send a bay, I'm I'm power. Sir, and I make a decision. We are just holding light to the truth. What you are saying. Now, the year 2024, TGMA Kim Promise was going toe to toe with the current artist of the year, which is Tom Bueno. The whole conversation was that Kim Promise has done hard work. In Tinama for say he deserved it, but a buyer no about winning in a bear mono. Now a friend is saying, Stoneboy winning. That year, no, I remember some metrics. Kim Promise in your 6 nominations, which is part of the category definition for Artist of the Year. On your 6.
Yeah.
And now the 2 songs in the real, which is Terminator and Perfect Combi. Now this season, one person making it look like so Orinia a sympathy and compensation and pity. Kim Promise has the highest nominations with 10 nominations. The patron, does this look like somebody who didn't do the work and they are just giving him for pity?
David, 10 nominations.
2 songs now they win or they ran last year. No, this season on the 4 in the rim. Keep it sexy. Paris, Continental, any favorite story? My patron, is that not double the effort?
Double the effort, true.
Patron, how is it that in 2024 with me friend and no less half of the efforts of 2025. Yeah, kind. But me friend no hard work, but we dey move friend pity and compensation. What we say obi na person or dey boa pa ye kan asem. Yes, some takashibi and ameboa. Because the artist no one year juma in a okasa tintina chomo de man na metiasie, but you don't look at the numbers and see the double improvement numbers and tell me say sympathy. And like I said, artists was so on no pure and on that at the end of the year. My friends say better award because one and a half for every team last year. But artists now year juma. I keep saying say if your artist offer a juma and most of artists then you like you are forced to say things, make it look like sympathy or in a say. And to me it will be a big disrespect on the award scheme to say or research team not national or share juma no. They forgo everybody and decided to give to Kim Promise because of sympathy. I said, I was Kim now for no crap. Who also disrespect I was Kim and same for even artists like Jumana and all disrespectful artists they say or no they need and like it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things because the artists they use sympathy and it will shock me if anybody from Stoneboy team says this because then it means it actually downplays the artist of the year now. Artist Nipaa say if they are able to give awards on the lines of pity, then how do you defend all artists there?
Maybe I
want to make his allegations. So person who can say scheme no me the man out of pity. Not just a artist or how are you defending it if he wins? Well, you saying we see a casa, but sometimes let's be measured in our casa because it comes back to stop us ya casa. Young boy, any further questions, sir?
Mami fa wins here say Mami Francia na mimusao. Before say a main event in Bebaso Thursday, Artist of the Year debate, Bebaso, and I know your team more represented. Team KP na KP ni say as a man for say o cap KP na as you KP no but maybe mo the bibi be qualify na be original KP and as KP 5-star na bibi am fan qualify na kakra but team Kim Promise before you present on the 17th Thursday and Easter no remu proper no then and Nipaa na Ghana for and former phones no amount to Kim Promise DNT and amount to money winning artist of the year no DNT.
Okay, first of all, before I make DNT, me person me kai Ghana for say kasa ye kasa nyina sa one to aba. Ebeka betimi ama merit nya but at the end of the day one to aba. Robert Carey bisao did you vote?
Did you vote?
Me person me catch am no mo vote o a we bia we si telecell na Vodafone dada mo dial *1767#. Na artist code A5 5-star general no A5 no claim here for artist code A5 na yantoma no and am patcho won so so okasa wo ye betimi aye GhanaMusicAwards.com and am focus on international listeners know how can they vote GhanaMusicAwards.com
okay
betimi ato Kim Promise na mo amoy use telephone you can vote 20 into no moon tomano because a jumano asaf maybe a biamu why a jumane panty and to I know a chain I don't know the day I say this is the crown on the right guy's head. What you are saying now what say a danger or montomano first off person me who said this season no amount for be ebe tantrum amount for be ebe discredit adiena TGMA AUC to define. And just before I go ahead, here is the category definition for TGMA Artist of the Year. Person me mama for so big banner person can say become one. But so one who say or no na wa creating or no definition on the or the year juma. First off, Artist of the Year category definition says Artist of the Year is adjudged by the Academy Board and the general public as the artist with the highest audience appeal and popularity in the year under review. The artist must have had released hit single, EP or album, and the artist must have highest number of nominations, which I don't know, common idea, no matter are checking in now. But you see, what makes Kim Promise stand out? A feat or to me achieve aside online numbers, no will be no, which the online numbers how you substantiate to hit the international feat. And I want to tell you, promote say international feat, which is why at TGMA they recognize international artists of the year. I recognize African artists of the year because when you say, which is why they don't tell artists that they should bring their Ghana streams pay, but they say streams in general. Now, out there, so Obi Kata say, oh, my artists oko UK back and forth. Many artists Can Promise oko UK, but guess what he did more? When you say we have 7 continents, Can Promise went to 5 continents. Me pato omu kasa bi so omu say how many continents now artists in call the Yanda region? Now, meaning say Africa there, Obia betimi akọ, Obia akọ. Same for UK, I'm for the tour most of back and forth. The artists for one thing, on the international baby. Oceania, I'm for so to me call home. Meaning, I'm for Australia, cause Sydney, Echo, Perth, Melbourne. But you see the real differential, Asian market now. Because me who say port kroya editune who say oh omoko Dubai Matthias say me artist ko Dubai but bisasa the artist etimi ko do Singapore ana the artist etimi ko Bali Indonesia the artist etimi ko Jakarta Indonesia na the artist etimi ko Middle East Bahrain ana the artist etimi ko Japan ana the patron artist etimi ko Malaysia na that is the differential. Now another differential I am who so be akasa they seem to forget the audience appeal no the different generation of audience appeal no. Some who video of Can Promise performance, do you see the people there? And yet Ghanaians alone in the diaspora penny so I am who difference no.
Pacho me
who assaulted when you kind of assaulted assorted
fried rice.
Yeah, the kind of audience that their artists they sleep and they pray for. What you say assorted. Same, even the audience appeal generation. What was our video now? Can Promise a post of sa and Corona moto shako. What was our video no?
Yeah, me.
The generational difference no and no so and to let nobody lie to anybody. More bia and play emotional. More bia because oh yeah, the money out of pity. And they are feeding on the Terminator. Oh, and the numbers are cooked. Anybody that brings up all these things who say more artists something is missing. Tina original speculations and not facts and data. This season Can Promise a year juma. Into the fact and data be go. Now you tie about the discerning ones now. The light from the darkness.
Tilly. Medase say ene we bibi ene de wasane ntuma ni magu ho wo de agu ama ehwe pajo video etwagu yi Can Promise wo he
You don't know these streets like we do.
We show.